Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We just had the Star Citizen birthday event that was instead of CitizenCon 2020 this year, and I wanted to talk about the takeaway from that event and a summary of the highlights there. What did we learn? Cloud Imperium have said that their iCache technology that we've been keenly awaiting is now planned for Q2 2021. So there was the hope that would be the end of this year, but obviously it's now Q2 2021 is the plan. Physical inventory and item storage is likely coming with that, or near to that, so that will be like having armor stored in your ship, actually having to have items physically stored around areas. You're not going to be able to carry it all with you. That's likely to be at the same time as iCache, or near to the same time, so within a quarter or two of that. The work for this is mostly done, apparently. It's mostly them just integrating iCache into the game now, which will take some time. Server meshing is coming in 2021 as well, after iCache is in. They've said that this will allow Star Citizen to increase its players beyond 50 per server to thousands concurrently in the same instance. Now, how successful or extensive that will be in its first iteration is not clear, and assume this is static server meshing with each major planet or area of space being its own server. It's not going to be dynamic server meshing, which is coming later, which will literally spin up and down object containers as servers based on population of the area or nearby area. They said that the Pyro system will be coming at the same time as server meshing, so assumedly in 2021 as well. The dynamic universe simulation elements are being worked on, so this is sort of like dynamic missions, the wider economy, events, encounters, the prices of items changing, all that sort of stuff. That's being worked on right now. They don't have a timeline for it yet. It's obviously integral to the core of the game. They said that once iCache, server meshing, and the dynamic universe sim are in, then they can open the floodgates in terms of locations and content, and they have big plans for salvage, repair, medical, data running, farming, manufacture, and crafting in what appears to be the sort of medium term, so maybe not super quickly, maybe not in 2021, but soon after I would expect to see bits on them. Cargo, piracy, and bounty hunting are going to be getting some love as a priority soon. It also sounds like crafting is potentially going to get a lot more fleshed out as an actual mechanic at some point as well, although they didn't go into any detail. The start of deeper medical gameplay is planned for Q2 2021 as well. Also, we are starting to see them talk more about the mortality and death of a character, death of a spaceman mechanics, and we should see more info on that shortly. Base building has a much larger scope now, so iCache and full persistence will enable them to do a lot more with your bases. It can save huge sprawling bases, it can save the items that you've left there. You'll be able to place multiple structures, not just outposts, and then connect them to power generators, turrets, resource collectors, hydroponic domes, and more. They are working on an RTS, real-time strategy, top-down view for building settlements as well, and expect a lot to be going on with them. The Pioneer has been getting updates as well, so this is the outpost building ship. They want it to be a mobile fabrication facility now, allowing you to make various structures much more easily than having to bring a lot of this stuff across from a longer distance. It's going to basically have a lot more functionality than just making pre-made outposts. You won't need a Pioneer to build yourself a homestead or a base, but obviously it will help, and we're going to see more on that later next year. They celebrated the $300 million in backing funding mark, but the full funding of Star Citizen, including private investment and voluntary subs, is closer to $440 million in my estimation currently. Whatever the actual total number is, there is record-breaking funding for Star Citizen this year, and there's still 10 weeks left of the year, so they're going to have a very, 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 very large amount of funding this year. They talked more about AI blades as well, so these are probably the first sort of automation, and we're probably going to get these before we have like NPC crews, but they serve some of the same purposes. But AI blades are actually going to allow you to do a lot more ship functionality and automation beyond just turrets and getting turrets automated. So there's going to be things like automatically firing countermeasures, drone controllers, security systems on your ship, but there's going to be assists for salvage and mining, better encryption, criminal databases for hit lists or for bounty hunters to go after people. Quite a lot of stuff they're thinking about at the moment. They didn't confirm exactly what will be in yet for those AI blades, but yeah, really looking forward to those. Squadron 42 is not going to be beta ready in 2020. Squadron and Star Citizen is going to be done when it's done, and they will not make compromises on quality. The team is in a closeout mode, and they are actively looking to finish off the remaining tasks and polish the gameplay for Squadron. And Squadron's going to have a lot of replayability as well, and a huge amount of detail in its environments, ways to approach missions and interactivity there of how you sort of complete tasks, and there's going to be lots and lots of Easter eggs and interesting things that you can find when you play that game again, or lots of different ways of doing things. In some of the new Squadron 42 teaser footage, they showed off the Cygnus mining tick in a little more detail, but also look at a junker-looking ship, which has been reasonably hard to identify. It's probably a shipjacker or junk version of the Terrapin. It's kind of hard to tell. I think the shipjackers take bits from other ships and sort of like weld them together. But yeah, to me, it looks like a Terrapin that's been sort of made into a junker. Cloud Imperium showed off the Assidio Comore as well, which is going to be an early location in the Squadron 42 campaign. You're going to be spending 90% of the game in the Odin system. There are 80 crew on the Idris you're stationed on for a good chunk of the game, each with their own personality. Speaking of which, there's lots of wild lines and ways to get involved with conversations or break away with them in a semi-believable manner. They've sort of thought of a lot of ways that players can interrupt and break conversations and approach them, and they're sort of like trying to build this believable game world, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. They are hoping that the first iteration of the new roadmaps for both Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe are going to be in our hands by the end of the year. This will give us a much more in-depth look at development, what features are being worked on, by what teams, and when a task is complete, that will be updated in real time. There were no new ships unveiled at that birthday event, the assumption being that there will be one or more during the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So, the end of November, that's the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, big event every year. This year it's going to be at New Babbage on Microtech as the sort of main location where you'll be able to go to assumedly an expo hall, rent ships, try out ships, see what's new, get involved with some of the events there. They also said that there's been some disturbing transmissions coming from Pyro, and all I know about this is that it's rumoured that Xenothreat, which is a sort of leaked thing, will potentially be turning up relatively soon. I'm hoping that that will be for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo event. This would have a roaming band of, well, a fleet of ships, including like an Idris and that sort of stuff, going around to the major planets and causing trouble. Big sort of like open raids for people to come along and deal with those fights as part of the Civil Defence Force. Expect an event bigger than we had for Fleet Week in May. Expect a 2-week free fly period, loads of ships to try out, some new straight to flyable and drivable and concept ones probably going on sale as well. What ships could those be? What new things could there be? Well, Titan suits, the RSI Odin, the Cygnus mining tick, the Xi'an cargo ship, mobile refinery ship. There's a load that are rumoured and could potentially be, but there's also more that probably we haven't even seen yet. The Fleet Week event in May did have major problems with the servers, so hopefully we won't have those sort of problems with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo this time, and that would actually put Star Citizen in a very good place. There was a lot of people turning up to play Star Citizen in May, and if they can get a larger turnout or equal turnout and Star Citizen performs well, that's going to be very good for the game, and there might be some other little surprises there as well. But make sure you get involved with the October events. 3.11 is now live. You've been given a Gladius and a Glaive to use throughout the month. If you get 50 unique player kills with the Gladius or the Glaive, you'll get an exclusive in-game hat mask thing of a Vandal. Also, if you go to Benny Henge, you'll earn more of like a Scarecrow horror mask just by literally visiting that location. There are some other free bits players were given too. A digital goodies pack which contained a flight suit, a helmet, a pistol, and a little Pico plush. And there was a 300 million milestone pistol as well given to players in addition to that. The verse is actually reasonably active at the moment. Be aware that Grimhex is very dangerous, as a lot of players there are flying around trying to get their 50 unique kills, and expect that throughout October. It's pretty fun though, because obviously the sort of like armistice zones and green zones, you can now fire in them. You don't have the restriction where you just can't fire your ship's weapons. You can fire freely, but there's defenses around them. So bear that in mind. It's pretty good fun. 3.11 missiles have changed a lot, so it's not just missile spam central anymore as well. Really enjoying it. Also, make sure you vote in the Imperator elections. There are 5 candidates, and you have until the 24th of October to cast your ballot. We've got a quick primer video going over all the candidates, but we'll be getting a little bit more of the lore on each of the candidates out over the next few days as well. I'd love to know your thoughts, though. Who will you vote for? Or are you going to wait a little while before you vote? Have you been playing 3.11? What are your experiences? What did you think of the Star Citizen Birthday 2020 info dumps, the Not CitizenCon event? Although, also remember that they did say that CitizenCon had just been postponed. So, as I've been saying a few times, I do think we'll see it early 2021 CitizenCon, or first half of 2021, I should probably say. Are you disappointed with iCache and Pyro coming in 2021? Or did you expect that? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. For October 2020, it is for a Mercury Star Runner. This highly anticipated multi-role ship is going to be great for small to medium-sized crews that want to do a bit of everything, whether that be cargo running, data running, missions, combat, smuggling, all that sort of jazz. And it's going to be in-game and flyable very soon. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during October, including this one. More details down below. What am I shilling for today, I hear you ask? Do you hate it when people steal all of your money and your house over the internet? I know I do. NordVPN may have been invented by wizards to help protect your personal data from the prying eyes of the dark web, a sinister cabal of technomancers that grow in power the more they know about your browsing habits. The true story of NordVPN's origins are unknown and lost to the ages, and without using facts, no one really knows how it provides more accessibility to otherwise censored websites or a safer security experience for all that use it. All I know is that it does, and that when you sign up to it, the power level of my bank account grows, and I use it, and maybe you should too.